Hi, you guys. My name is Cheryl Meier, and I help people navigate through their spiritual awakening. And I look at all of life as a spiritual awakening because what are we? We're souls in a human body. And I was at my office this morning, and this topic was coming up about, what does your voice matter? And it's important to understand this. And another topic with this is this whole self-help movement and life coaching and upping your game and stuff like that. I recently picked up this book again, this Jesus CEO book. I wrote Lori Beth Jones a long time ago, 20 years ago probably. Because I was asking her questions about it. This thing about your voice, and also about rising up in your ability to do well in your job. When you do well in your job, you're actualizing this potential that you have inside of you. If I have the potential to be an Olympic athlete, then it's important that I exercise my body, and that's working in discipline and creating something with the skills that I have and with the abilities that I have. If I believe the lies that my voice doesn't matter, and that my actions don't matter, then I'll have this excuse to do whatever I want and live my life in dissipation. And why do that? Why do that? Why waste this capacity you have to make an impact in the world? But you want to know, what is your end goal? What kind of impact do you have? Because my friend was this guy, Elliott Smith. I mean, I've had lots of friends, but I loved Elliott, and he woke me up to a lot of higher consciousness ideas just by the higher consciousness being that he was. And he had an album called Either Or, which was based on a Kierkegaard book called Either Or, which I read the whole thing. It was like, he was laughing at me because I'm like, did you read that whole book? And he's like, yeah, because it was part 1 and part 2, and they were really big, and Kierkegaard's really dense, but he was talking about, one of the quotes in the book that I remember that stayed with me so much was that, what do you gain in this world? What do you gain if you have the whole world, but you sell your soul? Christ said that, and Kierkegaard was quoting him. But Kierkegaard said that the antithesis must be true as well, is what do you lose if you give up the whole world and you have Christ, or you have your soul? You don't have to be a Christian to be following me or listening to my videos at all. I welcome all religions, but I want you to look at what do you gain if you gain the whole freaking world but lose your soul? And what does it mean to lose your soul? What does it mean to have a voice and to use it in this world? One of the people, and I don't think he meant poorly, but I was just at, this whole big event about improving your life and everything. And one of the speakers said something like, don't you want to have a full bank account so that you can have security for your family and your, loved ones? And he wasn't trying to manipulate. I don't think he purposefully was at all. But it's like, of course we want that. Of course we want that. But that bank account doesn't provide you the security you're looking for. Having this hot body does not provide me the security. I'm like, yeah, the security that I'm looking for. I can't find my security in this, because if I was in some kind of a situation, God forbid, where they were offering me, will you compromise in this way, or we're going to torture you and feed you this horrible food, or take off one of your fingers or something like that. I don't know. I don't want to manifest anything. I don't know how all that works, but I trust in the divine and divine love. And then it's like, well, then if I value my bank account more than I value my integrity and doing what is the true right thing to do, then I'll sell out for that thing, because I think, well, I'm providing security for my family. I'm not providing security for my family if I sell out And if I give away the power of my voice and the power of my integrity, in order to get some lesser thing, having the money in your bank account is something. It's like, it's worth, being diligent for and being a hard worker for, but it's not worth, let's say I was working 3 jobs because I couldn't say no to my kids and I wanted them to keep having plastic toys so that they'd think I was a great person, but then they don't have a mom in their lives because I'm busy doing the 3 jobs. There's a difference in that, you see, and we don't notice, we don't realize these things can happen subtly in our lives. Like, let me smile real quick. I never have a cover photo. I don't know if that's going to be it, but whatever. I was like, but anyway, so that is not selling out. That's being practical because I don't want to spend a lot of time. I don't have a lot of time to edit this and to go through and look for thumbnails and blah, blah, blah. It's so boring to me, that part, So just click on my videos and watch them. There's really good content. All right. Because this is what I'm talking about, is who are you? And just because in our past, we might not have had a voice in certain areas of our lives, don't believe the lie that your voice doesn't matter. I read The Lord of the Rings all the time because I love Tolkien and I love Lewis and I love what they have to give to us. They've given us so much in that book. One hobbit, a halfling, not even a full-sized man, changed the whole course of that world by his actions, by his choosing to be faithful in the areas where he could be faithful. And even at the end, he couldn't be faithful, but he was faithful in other times not to kill Gollum when he could have. If you haven't read The Lord of the Rings, then I recommend it. But it's a metaphor for life, for your spiritual walk, for the depth in your life, for the choices you make. I don't get to choose your life, but I invite you to take with gravity, Of course, we want to have lightness of being and a beautiful life, but take with gravity that you are here on this planet for a reason and your choices matter, Even when it comes to relationships, we can do weird things where we can hold on to, like, let's say if I'll just be frank, if I held on to this idea of this person liking me or something, but it was keeping me from living life and being present with other people who are actually showing up in my life and do like me and would like a chance to be close to me, it's like, in what ways are you using excuses because they make you feel more comfortable in the moment to stop you from going for it and from being fully present in other capacities in your life? Like if I said my kids need me to be at home 24 hours a day, and when they're old enough for me not to be, and I put off going for the visions and the dreams that were given to me because I kept using this excuse of, well, what if my kids will be missing something? And I'm not saying not be there. There's the other extreme of that, of women and men who are just like, oh, well, I get no identity from being with my kids, so I'm going to go for it and make it big in this job so that I will feel like I'm an important person in this world, and they give up the beautiful moments. I've had so many beautiful moments with my kids that I've felt like I've, quote, sacrificed my job and my career and all these great things I could have accomplished. But I love the beauty that's in my kids, and they know I love them, and they know the soul of the being that I am that's been with them. And so all of that's worth it. It's like going back to what Kierkegaard says, What does it mean if you gain the whole world, but you lose your soul? And likewise, what does it mean if you lose your soul, but gain the whole world? What is it worth? What have you gained? Nothing, but you get to choose that. You get to see that. I just invite people to open their eyes, but also know that your voice matters, and your choices matter. When you choose to live in integrity for something higher than yourself, for divine love, for service of others, for true service of others, not pleasing others so that they'll like you or stick around so that someone won't reject you. Like, I know I didn't give you all of the clear ways to go, but it's important for me to bring up these questions, because the questions help you find your answer and help you look at things from a different perspective. Look beyond the perspective of just your childhood. Your childhood is a small portion of your life, and we were programmed in certain ways to believe certain things, have BS belief systems. And it's important that you question those and look at what's higher, what is the highest, how do I align with the highest? All right, I wish you much love.